Hello. Today, I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know about safety and about dressing for the slide and not dressing for the ride. So let's get started. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys the kind of gear that I wear when I go for a motorcycle ride. Recently, I have gotten my M2 license and I'm just currently waiting for it to arrive in the mail. So it's supposed to take about 2 weeks before it actually arrives to me, and then once I have it, I can officially use that as my proper driver's license. I have seen a lot of people in my town that are riding without gear, as well as on the internet. I understand that people enjoy looking cool and they like to feel the air when they ride, or whatever their reason may be, but the fact is that when you don't wear gear, you are susceptible to some serious road rash once you go down. Now, I've had a couple people in my life that has personally experienced this, so therefore it is increasingly important that we wear gear at all times. And if it is way too hot outside, then obviously it is too hot to ride. That is what my instructors have told me, and that's just common sense. That's proper common sense that everyone should follow, that some people don't follow just because they're too excited to ride and they don't really take precaution for when they actually fall off the motorcycle or have an accident. The issue is that it is hard to know what you're going to be facing on the road the day that you're riding, because there are multiple possibilities of you crashing or getting into an accident because of other idiot drivers or people that don't see you, animals, who knows what can happen. Should always dress for the slide and not the ride, as people commonly say. There was recently a guy in town that had a woman on the back of his motorcycle with no jacket, no gloves, and a very short skirt that you can basically see her thighs. While I understand it's cool to dress up for riding, it is not safe to do so. She will be thankful when she has gear on if they ever get into an accident. Today I'm going to show you the gear that I personally wear as a motorcycle rider, as a beginner motorcycle rider. Now, I don't have extremely expensive motorcycle gear, specifically because I'm a beginner and I don't ride as often. So I don't want to upgrade my gear until I am riding on a day-to-day basis and until I have my own motorcycle. Currently, I've been using my brother's motorcycle to ride and to practice on the road so that I can get better at riding and so that I can later upgrade my gear when I buy my own motorcycle in the next year or two, depending on where I am financially. So, for example, we are not wearing Crocs for riding because, for obvious reasons, Crocs are not protective footwear. They may cover your feet, but they will not protect you from road rash or any type of accident that you end up having on a motorcycle. So we want to get proper ankle high boots or an ankle high shoe that protects your ankle fairly well. It has to be at least up to here. I personally wear extra thick and long socks as well when I wear my boots, mostly because it also helps for ankle protection. However, a sock isn't going to protect your ankle from damage as much, but if you have a thick sock with a shoe that covers your ankle, that will help a little bit with the impact, depending on what happened or depending on the type of accident that occurred. Another advice I would recommend is not to wear tank tops that I'm wearing right now. This is an example of what not to wear on a motorcycle ride. We want to always have long sleeves covering our wrists and covering all our arms. As a girl, I would recommend, if you have long hair, to tie it back, like in a ponytail like this, or in a bun, whatever is comfortable, whatever works for you. And we don't want to wear shorts as well because the shorts are not protecting your legs. So we want to wear thick jeans or thick leather. One other thing that is really important for riding a motorcycle is obviously the helmet. It is a requirement to wear a helmet on the road, otherwise it is illegal if you don't wear one. There are 3 different types of helmets. There's a full-faced helmet, which is the one that I have. There's a half-faced helmet. Basically, the chin part can flip upwards and you can have, you can flip it up to rest or to take a breather, to drink something, to eat something, and you can flip it back down where it goes down to your chin. The third type of helmet is a open-faced helmet, which are just a tiny helmet, black helmet like this, just wraps around your ears and your chin with a strap, but the rest of your face is exposed. Personally, I don't ride with that one because, again, it is the least amount of protection that you want to have. Most of the cruiser riders and most of the people that are Harley riders and so forth, they will often wear the full face open.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
It is up to the rider's preference. The full-faced helmet is the best kind of helmet to wear. The last important thing to wear as a motorcycle rider are gloves. It is essential that you wear gloves. Currently, I own a pair of Amazon gloves, so they are not as high-end as I would like them to be, but they do work really well for about $30. And it's not always, you don't always necessarily have to buy expensive gear, but some gear that is expensive are more protective than other gear that are cheaper. So it really depends on the brand, how long the durability is, and how thick the material is to protect you from the possible road rash. So these are the jeans that I wear for riding. They are thick denim. They are very protective. They cover me from my high waist hip to my ankles, and they're very protective, so I love wearing these jeans. They are from Blue Notes and they're actual denim. You don't want to wear that fake denim items or clothing items because they are very thin and they will not protect you at all from road rash.
2 hours later.
I do not normally wear shorts underneath my jeans. It is just that I'm showing you guys how I wear my gear for the sake of this video. It's also important to have a good leather or denim jacket that is strong. This is Dickies. Most motorcycle jackets, depending on the style and the brand, have built-in armor that you can switch out, or, non-existent ADHD kicking in. Some armor can be inserted and taken out, so you can switch out the armor in your jackets if you want. You should get gloves that cover up your wrists like this. I recommend getting carbon fiber gloves because they have a stronger material to protect you from falling. And the palm here has some extra fabric to allow for protection when you are falling, because your first instincts when you fall off a motorcycle is to stop yourself with your hands and often your palms. It's just an instinct that we have as human beings, that if you ever damage your gear and it's severely damaged, I would highly recommend buying new gear, just because it is important that you are protected. If your gear is damaged, it will decrease your chance in being protected properly. Now, I have this helmet, which is a full-faced helmet, as you can see here. It's important to have a visor in a helmet because that protects your face from debris, wind, bugs, rocks, or anything else that could possibly fly in your face. And I do have built-in sunglasses for my helmet, which is pretty cool. And I have two visors that came with this helmet. I have the clear visor, which is great for nighttime and daytime. It's a all riding visor, so you can ride with it in any kind of condition. And I do also have a tinted purple visor, which is great for when it's a sunny day. It's important not to wear tinted visors when it is nighttime because you cannot see anything out of a tinted visor at night. So if you ever have a backpack and you are going to ride for a long time during the day and during the night, I would recommend keeping a clear visor and a tinted visor with you, just in case you need to switch them out. There is protective padding inside the helmet, and I am able to take off the padding inside to give it a good clean if I need to. It just comes off like that. And I can take the rest off too, but I'm not going to do that right now, just because I'm going to have to put it back on. This is kind of what it looks like when it's on, and then you close the visor for when you are ready to ride, like so. Then I would buckle my helmet. I'm not going to show you how to do that right now, but this is just what I would wear for my ride. And then obviously my shoes. Now, I'm not going to be putting on my shoes right now just because it does take up a lot of time, and it's pretty simple really. It's just like a regular shoe. It's thicker and it has protective padding on the top part here. I also have a zipper on the side here, some Velcro to make sure my feet stay in there properly. As you can see, it's a higher top shoe, so it does have protection for the ankle, and it has this extra fabric layers on the back here by the heel for extra protection as well when you have a collision. It looks just like a normal shoe, except for it is more solid, it's thicker, and it just has a lot more material to help prevent you from having road rash, basically. The same things I've been saying this whole video. So that is what I wear on a ride when I go motorcycle riding. And these are the kind of things that I would recommend you wear as well. I know that it is extremely hot to wear all of this gear, but at the end of the day, it is really about safety. Unfortunately, my mic cut off because I forgot that my mic was in my jacket, so for the rest of my entire video, I didn't even realize that I wasn't recording my voice because my microphone was in fact in my jacket. So I'm basically just blabbing on and on because that's what I do, and I can't stop because I just blab way too much, but I'm just talking about my gear and the more safety things that I've been talking about this whole video. So if you have any more questions, feel free to comment it down below and I can just make a new video about it if you have any specific questions. But again, I am a new rider, so I'm very new to this, and I'm not an expert, so I'm still learning as I go. But thank you very much for watching my video, and just continue watching it for the ending. One thing that I wanted to mention is that everyone rides their own ride, and that everyone gets to choose what they want to wear as gear. All I am saying is that as a new biker, and as I've known bikers in my life, it is incredibly important to always wear gear and to always be safe, because you don't want it to be your last ride. Not to sound dire, but we all know what the risks are. You don't want to be riding your last ride. And never let other bikers pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do.
I'm fast. I'm so fast, you couldn't even comprehend how fast I am.
Hello, bye.